the person we're negotiating with, Vladimir Putin, is he a war criminal?
Well, I think you can look at instances that have happened there and certainly characterize them as war crimes, but our intent is to end the war.
Is he a war criminal?
We can't end the war without talking to
No,
Mr. Putin.
that's pretty simple. Is he a war criminal?
Well, that's
this man we're negotiating with, Vladimir Putin. Is he a war criminal? That's not tough.
But what? I'm trying to answer your question by telling you that we're trying to end the war here.
Go ahead.
No, it's not a simple answer.
You are equivocating, sir. Just answer the question.
I'm answering your question, and the answer is that war crimes have been committed, no doubt. And who's responsible for that? There will be time and place for that accountability. But right now, the job is to end the war.
So you won't answer the question.
If we don't end the war, people are going to get
reclaiming
killed. Can I reclaim my time for a few seconds? Thank you. Number one, crimes have been committed in the war on Ukraine, and there will be accountability for that. But our goal right now is to end that war, because let me tell you, every single day that that war goes on, more people are killed, more people are maimed, and frankly, more war crimes are being committed every day that the war lasts. Number one. Number two, I don't know how European allies could say that. I talk to European allies literally every single day. I see or talk to the foreign minister of the UK and France and Germany more than I see or talk to my own kids.
Welcome back to Maga Capital, where we don't bow to the media, we don't take orders from global elites, and we're not afraid to say what real Americans are thinking. If you're tired of fake outrage, political showboating, and spineless politicians playing word games while people die overseas and our country burns at home, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. This one is going to get heated. Let's talk about the meltdown in Congress, where Representative Keating came unglued because Secretary Marco Rubio refused to call Vladimir Putin a war criminal in the way Keating demanded. Not because Rubio denies the horrors of war, not because he's defending Putin, but because he's focused on one thing right now, ending the war in Ukraine. Keating goes into a long, emotional speech about his uncle in World War II, and while we respect every veteran who's made the ultimate sacrifice for this country, Keating then twists that noble sacrifice into a virtue-signaling attack. He claims Rubio and the Trump administration are abandoning allies, throwing around accusations like candy, and trying to score cheap political points by painting Rubio as soft on Russia. It's pathetic. And then it gets even more absurd. Keating demands, over and over again, that Rubio simply say Putin is a war criminal. And when Rubio explains that war crimes have clearly been committed, but that assigning criminal labels is not a productive move while negotiations are ongoing, Keating calls it equivocating. Let me break this down for the American people. We are in the middle of an international crisis. Russia and Ukraine are at war. China is watching. The Middle East is erupting. And these Democrats want sound bites and slogans instead of strategy. They want to throw labels and tantrums instead of figuring out how to stop people from dying and how to protect American interests. Rubio made it clear. Our goal is to stop the war, not drag it out for political games. But the left doesn't care. They want headlines. They want their viral moment. They want to lecture the Trump administration on international norms, while their own party let Afghanistan collapse and arm the Taliban.
Now recognizes Representative Keating.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will miss my seatmate, Jerry Conley. He loved sitting here, and we loved him. Secretary, in 1944, my uncle, James Arthur Keating, was serving in France, and as soldiers, his fellow soldiers were dying around him, he wrote a letter back in combat, back home, about the cost of human sacrifice and whether it was worthwhile to defend a piece of mud on the earth. Only a week after that letter, he answered that question while carrying lead in himself, as one of the people in his command was exposed and injured. He was wounded himself carrying lead and crawled out there, brought him back to safety, saved his life, and as he was going for another person, was machine gunned to death himself and killed in action. 400,000 other American families gave the same sacrifice, but the peace and prosperity that came forward in the world has never seen. It's a transatlantic alliance where our allies sacrificed their young men and women when America was attacked in 9/11, and economically, they're a $1.6 trillion trading partner with us with 16 million jobs on both sides of the continent. So my questions today are looking for clarity on where we stand with our allies and partners for more than 80 years, because they're expressing their doubts. They're expressing their doubts publicly. They've expressed it to me privately. So as the face of our country, as the lead foreign policy representative in the United States, I'm just looking for this clarity. So first, simply answer this question, if you will. Is Russia the aggressor in this Ukraine war?
Yeah, Russia invaded Ukraine.
So they are the aggressor in this war, correct?
They invaded them, yes.
Well, thank you, sir, because it's important to get this clarity, because President Donald Trump said it was Ukraine that started this war, and our allies have the right to know this. Secondly, the person we're negotiating with, Vladimir Putin, is he a war criminal?
Well, I think you can look at instances that have happened there and certainly characterize them as war crimes, but our intent is to end the war.
Is he a war criminal?
We can't end the war without talking to
No,
Mr. Putin.
that's pretty simple. Is he a war criminal?
Well, that's
this man we're negotiating with, Vladimir Putin. Is he a war criminal? That's not tough.
But what? I'm trying to answer your question by telling you that we're trying to end the war here.
Go ahead.
No,
You're
it's not a
equivocating.
simple answer.
You are equivocating, sir. Just answer the question.
I'm answering your question, and the answer is that war crimes have been committed, no doubt. And who's responsible for that? There will be time and place for that accountability. But right now, the job is to end the war.
So you won't answer the question.
If we don't end the war, people are going to get
reclaiming
killed.
my time, sir. Let me go on. Because I don't understand this. Because you're sitting in front of us now as Secretary of State. It wasn't long ago that you were sitting as a senator with Secretary of State nominee Rex Tillerson at the time, in the exact same circumstances, only reversed. And you questioned him about Putin directing attacks against schools, markets, hospitals, playgrounds. And on top of this, in this instance, he's abducted 20,000 children, a clear war crime. So you were very clear then Vladimir Putin was a war criminal. Now you're unmaking him a war criminal, and you won't answer the question about the exact same circumstances.
You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm reclaiming my time, sir.
You're putting words in my mouth.
And you know what you said to Secretary
That's not what I
Tillerson
said.
at the end of his answer when he equivocated just as you are right now?
I've not equivocated.
You said,
You just don't let me
it sure
answer.
sounds like it to me. Then I'll give you a second chance. Is Vladimir
You never gave me a
Putin
first
a
chance.
war criminal?
I already told you war crimes have been committed.
No, you didn't tell me if he's a war criminal.
Mr. Chairman, am I allowed to answer questions?
I'm
or just
reclaiming
be
my
hectic?
time, sir, and listen,
Well,
I'm
if he
using
keeps
your own
reclaiming
words so you don't have to answer. Did you know what you said to then nominee Secretary of State Tillerson? You said you were very discouraged in his inability to accept that Putin was indeed a war criminal. Your words, we don't need any more. You're inconsistent. The third question I have, sir, is this.
I answered your question. You just don't let me
You
answer.
did not answer the question about Putin's
Well, you
war
keep
criminal
reclaiming your
conduct
time.
in Ukraine.
You ask me a question, then you reclaim your time. So how can I answer
You
the
answered
question?
it. Listen, let me go forward with this. 3 questions. And I'm
Or are you
being
gonna
pretty
reclaim
clear to
time
you.
on those too?
I'm giving you a chance to answer. Give me a chance to ask the question. Here it is. So there's a concern among these allies that we've had, our closest allies, about the one-sidedness of the negotiations with Russia and Ukraine.
Gentlemen's
Regular
time has
order.
expired. Secretary Rubio, if you'd like to respond, by all means.
Can I reclaim my time for a few seconds? Thank you. Number one, crimes have been committed in the war on Ukraine, and there will be accountability for that. But our goal right now is to end that war, because let me tell you, every single day that that war goes on, more people are killed, more people are maimed, and frankly, more war crimes are being committed every day that the war lasts. Number one. Number two, I don't know how European allies could say that. I talk to European allies literally every single day. I see or talk to the foreign minister of the UK and France and Germany more than I see or talk to my own kids in some days.
Chairman,
So these are all
I'm
falsehoods.
reclaiming my
It's
time
important.
now.
You have no time.
Because
You're not
you've given him
recognized, Mr.
time,
Keating.
and I ask unanimous
You're not
consent.
recognized, Mr. Keating.
Chairman,
You're not recognized.
I'm asking for unanimous consent to put
Mr.
in the
Keating,
record.
you're not recognized. The
I
Secretary
am
is speaking.
asking unanimous consent to put in the record
Mr. Keating, you're not
the
recognized.
op-ed. Oh, so you're not going to recognize, Mr. Chairman?
Not
Point of order.
recognized in this
Anyone
moment.
that asks unanimous consent to put in for the record a document,
Keating,
you're not allowing
you
that?
are not recognized right now. Your time expired. You might have a minute and a few. Mr. Secretary, please continue.
The last point is, our goal is to end this war. We have to be able to talk to both
Point of
sides
order,
in order
Mr.
to do it.
Chairman.
In order to be, we have to end this
My
conflict.
time is answered. His time answering my question ended too. It's the next person's time. That's the rules in this committee.
Mr.
When you
Secretary,
won't even
please
let a
continue.
person enter into the record something from our ambassador till recently from Ukraine, Ambassador Brink,
Mr.
who
Keating
resigned
should-
because of the conduct
Keating,
of
you
this
should keep a
administration
better eye of the clock
after
right in front
30
of you.
years of service, sir.
You should keep a better eye of the clock in front of you. Your time expired. Continue.
Our goal is to end this war so more people don't die. And by the way, we want all those kids returned back to their homes that were kidnapped from their parents. We just want people to stop dying. Every day this war goes on, people die, things are destroyed, and lives are ruined. And we want it to stop.
Thank you, Secretary Rubio. Did you have something you want to submit for unanimous consent?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now would be your opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I want to submit for the record an op-ed by Ambassador Brink from Ukraine, the regional ambassador that was close until recently, 30 years of service of Democrat presidents and Republican ones. It's an op-ed that says
So ordered.
Trump's Ukraine
Representative
policy
Issa is
left me no
recognized.
choice, and she details how
So
peace
ordered.
at any cost is
Take yes
appeasement,
for an
not
answer.
peace.
So
Thank
ordered.
you, sir.
Representative Issa is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to
Let's also be honest. These same Democrats who are foaming at the mouth over Putin didn't say a word when Obama turned a blind eye to Syria's chemical attacks, or when Biden gave a green light to Nord Stream 2. They're selective in their outrage, and it's always politically convenient. Rubio pushed back hard. He told them straight. He's in daily contact with our allies, more than with his own kids sometimes. He's been transparent. He's already answered hundreds of congressional briefings. But because he doesn't deliver the answer they want in the exact words they want, they accuse him of dodging. This is not about diplomacy. This is not about accountability. This is about the radical left trying to control the narrative by force. And when they don't get their way, they scream, interrupt, and try to silence. You saw it right there. Keating kept reclaiming his time like a petulant child while Rubio tried to give thoughtful, measured answers. They don't want answers. They want to trap, shame, and destroy. But they failed. Rubio stood his ground. He defended peace. He defended truth. He defended sanity in a room filled with political theater. And you know what? We need more of that. Because real patriots don't fold under pressure. We stand up, speak the truth, and put America first. If you're sick of Democrats using war for political points, if you're tired of Congress turning every hearing into a circus, and if you want bold leaders who refuse to bend to the mob, then stay right here with us. Subscribe to Maga Capital. Like this video. Share far and wide. Comment below and tell us, do you stand with peace and accountability, or more endless conflict and political stunts? God bless Secretary Rubio. God bless President Trump. And God bless the United States of America.